It's movie time with John DeSando and his friends online. So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to the bottom. He's gonna let you know if you should stay home or if you should go. Might even yell if it's a spectacle. From San Francisco to Long Island. 'Cause nothing's better than a motion video.
It's Movie Time is produced and hosted by John DeSando. Listen to broadcast shows Friday at 4:01 and 8:01 p.m. Read reviews and listen to shows online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And I'm Gary Hammond.
And this is It's Movie Time. Gary, you proposed that we see a movie called Eleanor the Great.
Yes.
And since you're about the only one who knew that this was even out there, I wonder why. Why did you suggest it?
It struck me as very interesting in that it's a woman who is not a Holocaust survivor and finds herself in a situation, or puts herself in a situation, depending. It's not clear from what I read in the New York Times and the New Yorker, I don't remember, but I read a brief study of this show. She puts herself in the position of a Holocaust survivor telling the story of her very best friend in the whole world who was a Holocaust survivor and passed away, and now she's moved back to the New York City area from Florida where her friend died, and she's with her daughter, and
She lied. She lied.
She's a liar.
I know. This is a story. You would think it's cute because it's 95-year-old Jane Squibb.
Right.
Right? And she's already been in Nebraska and she was nominated for an Oscar. So she has a good pedigree, but she's old as the hills. So, but you would have thought it would have been cute, but it wasn't. It turned out not to be a cute movie. It turned out to be a very serious, good movie.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the Holocaust. It's not just about being Jewish. It's about when we, for instance, when we lie, how it affects everybody.
Yeah.
Even herself.
And when we grieve, how we fail to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, boy, you are so right. Beyond the lying, which intrigues me, it's the whole business of grief. And it is the grief that helps us and helps her through her deception.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do we call it a comedy? Do we call it a drama?
No, there are humorous moments. I was embarrassed for her when she told the lie the first time. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I knew from the story in the paper that was what was going to happen. It's just a mistake, and I've told you stories of lies gone wrong, and so on.
Yeah, I wonder. And I'll bet you some of the stories that you tell aren't wholly true. Could be. Now I see this, I see, yeah. But one of the important components of this film, one of the things that I think, if anybody is grieving, is to look at the effect that the lie or the deceit has. And what's so interesting about this movie is it's not all bad.
Right. There's good in this.
There's good in it.
Yeah.
I mean, this would you think like this would be some kind of a kid's justification for his lying to his parents, but it's not.
No, and I don't want to give too much away, but the people, you'll edit it out if you need to, but
yeah.
the people that are affected by it end up understanding.
Yes, and helping them.
And give her grace. Yeah, and it helps them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is a major part of this film, is recognizing that intent. Well, you as an attorney would have to know what intent plays in any kind of a situation.
Well, to commit a crime, you must have the intention not to commit a crime, but to do the act that is criminal.
Yeah.
If you don't form the intent, and I was not a criminal lawyer, so
Right,
I'm going to stop now.
But from your general knowledge, intent.
You can negligently do something. You can accidentally do something. You can find yourself in a situation where you just start saying something. And then do you have to live the lie, or do you immediately say, oh, I'm sorry?
Well, in the matter of intent, it would be my guess that it would be something like a manslaughter, something, no. I
No,
don't know.
John, I can't help you with this,
Yeah,
really.
but
I took criminal law in
No, I got it.
1978,
I got
okay.
it. But if you kill someone when you're driving, it strikes me, and you did not intend, you may be going up the river for some time.
Well, sure, but well,
Negligent.
yeah, negligent homicide, et cetera.
Yeah, all right. So in this case, as you were saying, when you were a little bit surprised maybe when she starts lying, and you were a little bit embarrassed for her.
Yeah.
But if we look at it, and as I was looking at it, it was seamless. She just kind of slipped into this, almost as if she were channeling her friend.
Yeah, she was telling her friend's story because it's the only story that she had to tell.
Yes.
In that circumstance. She ended up by not a disaster, but she ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time, and she was asked for information to justify her being there, which was a mistake. Mm-hmm. And so she told a true story, just not her story.
Yeah, right. There are two elements of grief in this that I find, again, very, very well done. That's with Eleanor, played by June, I should say, June Squibb. I think I originally said Jane.
Mm-hmm.
But by June Squibb. And then Nina,
mm-hmm.
played by Erin Kellyman.
Yeah.
And two of these had grief.
Yes.
And expand a little bit for me.
So the June's grief is after a almost her whole life relationship with her friend who passed away. And Nina's grief is the death of her mother, and she's having trouble processing her grief because it appears that no one is grieving her mother's loss.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know what to do.
Yes.
And she ends up forming a bond with Eleanor, not openly about Eleanor's loss of her friend, because Eleanor hasn't shared that in the way that it applies to the story, and Nina hasn't shared her mother's loss. They're kindred spirits at this point, with Eleanor being more mature and really very open about everything except for the big lie until the big reveal.
Yeah, and I like the way Squibb plays this. She's not confused, but she's uncertain as to how to move on this. And it seems so true of a lie, and a lie of this proportion, that you could be stymied as to how you deal with it. And part of that is, without even knowing it, is your effect that your lie has had on others. Mm-hmm. And as we had said, there was a positive effect on everybody there. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to hear more about it. But the other person, the major griever in this, is Dad, mm-hmm. played by Ejiofor.
Right. And he's so stoic. He is so tough.
He is such
He's not letting it. Oh.
Yeah, he's as you would expect, a pretty cool local anchor in New York.
Yeah.
The Fabric of New York is the name of this show.
And yeah, I don't see the grimace really, but it's as if he's biting on a bullet the whole time.
Wow. Won't talk about. We recently had a documentary about a family trying to come to terms with the suicide of their son. Mm-hmm. It had been 13 years before they even said the name of their son. And then they took a walk, and a long walk to where he's, I'm forgetting the title now, but to where he used to love to walk in the Highlands and in England. Mm-hmm. And there's this therapeutic effect, and they're talking about it. And this starts right off with people talking about it. And it's a kind of grief. The third grief that we're not talking about, but that we all know about, is the Holocaust. Mm-hmm. It's a grief that keeps giving all the time.
And her friend really sets the stage because she is still suffering at 90 some years of age from her experience of surviving the Holocaust and the loss that she experienced, and it troubles her, and it's really fresh. And when Eleanor tells the story of her friend, she tells it really fresh. So she's got the emotional component in it.
I thought, of all the stories I've heard about the Holocaust, the one about her, Bess, I think, whoever her. Bessie, about her watching her brother get shot. I mean, they were on the train, and they jumped off, and she got away and he didn't.
Right.
And she had to come back to see his body. She finds it finally.
Right.
And counted the number of bullet holes, which is could be a 13, I thought.
Right.
I don't know why, but that's a vivid story to me.
Right.
I think it's very, very well done. And of all the ones that I've heard, it's one of the best I've heard for putting you there.
Yeah.
As you were saying, the fact that she can't jettison this thought even in her 90s.
She's documenting the history of his death with each bullet hole.
Yeah, wow.
And it's as if she counted it by putting her finger in the holes.
Oh, my God.
She didn't say that, but it's as if...
Yeah, yeah. It's so amazing. Now, how then does Eleanor's lie affect Nina and her dad? You know, what's the value of that in the film?
It forces her. Nina needs to acknowledge that her mother's loss has impacted herself and her father, and the fact that her father has got a dam or a wall around him so that he won't do it. And what happens is that he acknowledges that he's crushed by this, and they're going to talk about it. In fact, they're doing a news show about it.
And going back to Dan Jayapur, who I like very much as an actor, the part before he changes, the part where he's holding his grief in, is painful to watch, because his daughter is such an engaging young woman.
Right.
And he refuses to talk to her.
Yeah.
I said, how many people in our audience have that relationship with the kids? They don't talk to them. And it almost seemed out of the norm. I could see it, but then I could understand that there are parents who don't talk.
Yeah, I can think of several people that I know that
Yeah,
have no relationship with their children, or if they have a relationship, it's strained. Certainly my relationship was strained based on my own worldview. Not my parents' fault, but mine.
Well, what I loved the fact that he was absorbed almost in his phone. It's just the reverse of what we're always so angry about.
The kids are always on their phone. She wasn't. Yeah, you're right. She wasn't.
And and I said, this is wonderful. You know, any parent who doesn't have a connection with their kids, gotta look at this. It's very painful to watch.
Yeah.
And she's so needy, and we find out he is even more needy than she. He won't talk about his wife.
Yeah, he's afraid. He's looking at his phone.
Yeah.
She's trying to have a conversation, and he's looking at his phone.
Well, Gary Hammond, our audience can look ahead to more of our blather if they want to go, if they really seriously want.
Oh, if they want it, John, it's there. Yeah, we'll do
got
it. Yeah.
in our podcast, which is called Back Talk.
Yes.
But anyway, the film is Eleanor the Great, and I want to thank you again for bringing it to me. It's just in a couple of theaters. It may be streaming afterwards, but it's not readily available. You have to search around to see where it was. But I think it's very rewarding. So what do you advise a family that's looking for a good film?
I wouldn't take children to it, but I think people of a certain age, and the people that were in the theater were people of our age, John, or in the zone as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very thoughtful piece about loss and grieving and how you handle that grieving and the impact you have on people unintentionally in protecting yourself and suffering while you're protecting yourself and causing them to suffer. So I think it's a really good movie. I enjoyed it very much.
Yes.
I'm glad we saw it, and I got a little teary-eyed. There was no weeping involved, but I had a little teary-eyed.
Oh, I had more than one time. It was really very well done. And on the other side of the coin, there is something here like my recent experience with Ron Cook's Celebration of Life. There is something about celebrating, and I don't know about the Holocaust, what there is to celebrate about that, but coming to terms without a guest is the
Yeah.
celebration. Yeah, and I think this film does that.
Yeah.
It's again, the reverse of what I would have expected. But it's Eleanor the Great, and it is a great little movie.
With John DeSando and his friends online. So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to